right? And then you can still come in and do really nice even coat of color without having to go over it again. That is great. These are, wow. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies to make your job just a little bit easier, or for you to enjoy the craft just this much more. And today we are going to Marchell's, because that's where I picked up these markers from, and I still like the idea of going to like a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx and looking through their craft section or their stationery section to find out what kind of markers or pencils and things that they are bringing. And today we have Sheffield crafts markers, and I'm very excited about trying these out. They're huge. Look at this. So it was 48 markers. Right? 36 markers for $14.99. I think that's absolutely fantastic. We have an alcohol-based dual tip chisel and fine point marker, and for $14.99 to get that many markers, we can only hope that they're actually worth it, because if they are, this is one heck of a steal. So, come on, let's go check it out. Alright, so with this, the Sheffield Crafts marker set, you can see it's kind of cool. It's got a nice little handle to it, so it's like a little suitcase that you can take around. But it's got 36 markers in it, and there's not a lot to what's going on here as far as the packaging goes. It's like, this is what you get, a dual tip marker. It's chisel and fine point that are perfect for hand lettering, calligraphy, and drawing. That is a huge statement to say that anything is perfect for something else, but it's for 12 and up. And yeah, I like the case though. You know, it's a nice little case, plastic, so you can see through it. Let's see what we're looking at. Oh, look, see, it opens. I like the way that it opens, and this is really nice array of colors. Like, that's really nice. I like that. All right, so it is a triangular shape marker, which I always think it feels weird in your hands. It's just this triangle shape because you got one flat, and I get it, right? So it's flat here, so you don't get any callus there, but right here you got an edge, right? And that's what you're on, and that's kind of weird. The marker itself is small, right? It's smaller than most of the markers that are in the industry right now. So if you have big hands like I do, it feels a little awkward that you have such a small marker in your hand, but it feels sturdy, right? Like, the plastic's not cheap. It feels really sturdy, so I do appreciate that. The chisel looks like any regular chisel. Actually, it looks a little sharper, and it seems as though the ink is very, very juicy in there, so that's always a plus. Let's see what snap. Oh, it's got a good snap. Bullet point also looks really standard, but like I said, in this one at least, the ink looks like it's very, very flowing, so that's good. And one thing that you will notice with the marker is the color side is the chisel, and then there's this little itty bitty mark right here that's clear, which would have been nice if it was a color too, but it's a lot smaller, and that indicates the bullet. So there's that. Let's see if they post. Oh, they don't post. Oh, that's sad. It does have a snap though, but it does not post at all. So that's kind of sad. Like, in this day and age, the cap should post. Let's see if it snaps into the space. Get it the right way. It doesn't snap, but you can tell that it has some type of secure thing, so it shouldn't fall out, right? Oh, one fell out, but you know, that's not that bad. If you're up here shaking it like that, you want them to come out. So that was pretty good that they didn't all just fall out. So there's that. All right, so it didn't indicate whether these are alcohol based or not. We are going to make an assumption that they are, but we're gonna try these out. Pick a different color. Now they are very smooth, like it's very, very smooth. So there's no friction stopping the marker from like moving, which I really believe is going to make you grip onto it a lot harder. So that's kind of a bummer. But besides that, look at, wow. I told you, it's pretty juicy. So the ink flow out of here is really good. Look at that. That's nice. I mean, with the bullet though, it does pool at the beginning, which is understandable. So you got to kind of have it moving before it hits the paper, which is all right. Oh wow, you can get really nice thin lines with the chisel itself. Look at that. Look at how thin those are. Okay, so the chisel's very, very firm. Like very firm. So you can get really nice, look at those thin lines out of that chisel. Right? And then you can still come in and do really nice, even coat of color without having to go over it again. That is great. These are, wow. And there's such a variety of color in this 36 pack. Right? You have to go over it if you're on a bump, but it's pretty good from start to finish, right? That's, the colors are darker, right? Like this green is way, way darker than what's on the cap, but they blend with themselves really well. My goodness. And they have some neon colors in here, it seems like. But look at that. Look at how even that's coated. That's crazy. And the ink flow, right? Just from start to finish, from the top, tip to tip. That's just really nice. Very strong colors. Wow. Wow. Try this yellow. Okay, so the yellow is, I don't know why, but in most markers, all the yellows, when they come out, it's more like a honey yellow, but then you can start seeing how they once they start drying, they become super yellow. And this is no different, right? When it's interacting with the paper, but man, once that starts drying, that is a yellow. So these are, I wonder, okay, so I'm gonna try this highlighter color. But I'm just saying, if you're on a flat surface, like over here, I always have to go over it twice. But when you're on an actual flat surface, one, right? When you go one and back so you can move down, that's it. That's all you need for covering. And then you have a nice even coat. It's gonna be interesting to see what color this comes out to be. But look at that yellow. That is such a nice looking yellow. These colors are fantastic. Such a nice variety. And nice variety. When it dries, they dry all super vibrant. And these are alcohol-based markers. Let's see about this brown. I'm still not a big fan of how the marker fits in my hand. It's kind of odd. And the fact that it's so slick that it just keeps kind of rumbling around. It's odd, but I mean, I can't fight the fact that there's such a nice variety of colors. And then when they dry, they just dry super clean, no streaks, no nothing. Let's try one of these darker blues. Most of the time, you know how it is. You use darker colors and it just doesn't like it. Oh, look at that, just already done. These are some really nice markers. The tips are nice and firm. These are great. These are great. All right, Sheffield. Let's see. Since they're alcohol based, we should do two things. Let's try a little. Okay, it's blue. Blue. Oh, that was a big jump. Ah, that's because this blue should have been next to that one. So we'd be going this way to this way to this way to this one. Ugh. Yeah. The one thing I don't, that blue probably fits more with purple. I think this blue should be more with the purple. But I mean, that's why you would test them out. But once they start drying, I mean, because if you can see right here, like here, let me. Right, like that blue. Like even these three right here, once those start drying, right? But look at that, that's such a nice transition. Such a nice transition. We could go over that one. And it seems like the blending of these would be really good. So that's biggest issue with these is the actual way that it's formatted. Or not formatted, but the fact that it's that triangular shape is weird. And this is a micron. We're gonna do the ink test. That's a touch. Copic. And Faber-Castell. Alright, so as always, we're gonna use some brighter. It seems as though the lighter colors, sometimes more fluorescent colors and stuff like that, they're the ones that pull up on the ink the most. See which ones we can work with and which ones we can't. That one is too dark, so we're not going to see anything with that blue. Let's get a lighter blue. Green. All right. Let's see what we marker stuck. Let's see. So the Staedtler looks like it works just fine with these markers. Micron bleeds with every color. The touch marker works with it. Copic bleeds a little bit, and Faber-Castell also bleeds a little bit. So the ones that is the most steadfast is the touch marker and the Staedtler. So you can use certain markers with or certain pens with these, and I think that as long as you know that you can use a Staedtler or a touch marker and be good with going over some of the inks, these are some markers to look out for. All right, so we just got done reviewing the Smithfield Crafts marker set, 36 marker set, and wow, oh my goodness, these things, as far as the ink flow goes, and the brush, or the chisel, and the bullet point, and just everything about it working was absolutely fantastic. These are great markers. The colors are vibrant, they dry nice and even and clean, and you can control it. The chisel gives you a huge variety of lengths and widths that you can actually do with them. And I mean, these are really, really good markers, especially for the price of $14.99, and you cannot go wrong with these. These are great. The only issue that I really have is the triangular shape of the marker. Even the fact that they're smaller than most other markers, the triangle shape, as well as how slick the actual plastic of the marker is one of the bigger issues. Like, that one's a big one for me, because I don't know if you could see, but I was always trying to grip it, and that's because it would either slide or I didn't have it right to where I could hold it. So that's the biggest issue, but I'm pretty sure that if you use these enough, then you'll get used to it and you'll know how to hold it and all that kind of good stuff, and it'll become second nature. So yeah, if you are out at Marshall's or TJ Maxx or World Market, look for Smithfield Crafts marker. These things are amazing. They're absolutely worth it. Well, that wraps up today's episode. I hope that you learned something from it or got some type of information that will be beneficial to you. If you have any products that you would like us to review, please go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and I will make sure to get it on the list as soon as possible. Now, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you are notified as soon as new content drops. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.